Hello, everybody. Happy Halloween. Welcome in to the Basketball Bulletin. Spooky season around the NBA and maybe scary season for a few incumbent teams. There are some stars who could be on the move sooner rather than later. Make sure you guys do subscribe right here to the channel. We say it all the time. It's terrifying. 70% of you are not subscribed right now. Quit being so ghoulish and hit that subscribe button. Joining me, I'm sorry, Donnie. I can't help myself.
You're in full effect today, aren't you?
I
Oh
am.
my God. I was listening to your LN and you were doing that. I was like, man, he could. You said one thing and I was like, oh my God, if I was on with him. I was like, oh my God. No, you didn't. I was on a walk. I had to stop walking and everything. I consider taking my headphones out and everything.
I am having a hauntingly good time. Okay.
Oh my God! All right, yeah, it's gonna be a long day, guys.
And if I text you, even if I am throwing out too many annoying puns, don't ghost me. All right.
Oh my God! All right, let's move on.
Let's talk about some of the stars that could be on the move. Shams Charania did an interview recently where he talked about 3 players specifically that could be leaving their incumbent teams sooner rather than later. Let's give this a listen.
Give us one thing before you leave. Drop just one thing.
What do you need?
I need one. One scoop.
Give us to look at. Giannis.
Okay.
Trey Young. I think keep an eye on them.
Ooh. Trey.
Keep an eye on him.
Is Trey coming to New York?
No.
Trey didn't extend his contract in the off season.
Okay.
He's got 1 year left. He's a free agent next summer.
Okay.
And he can hit free agency potentially if he opts out.
Where do you think Trey's going?
I mean, he could stay in Atlanta, but he's gonna have a market.
Oh yeah.
We're talking about Trey Young here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Giannis, Trey Young, and then as the season goes on, there's always guys that'll pop up. And we still don't know where LeBron James is going to be. Is he going to finish his career with the Lakers, or is he going to be somewhere else? I think it's very much up in the air.
You think he would change teams?
I mean, I think that I'm not sure that he knows exactly how the end is going to play out. Could it be with the Lakers? Sure. But he's a free agent at the end of the season. So if he's going to continue to play, there's clearly a chance he's somewhere else.
You give us one thing before you leave.
All right, so there it is. 3 names Shams Charania is keeping an eye on, and warning that, hey, other names can pop up. The trade deadline's still a ways away, February 5th. But Giannis, Trey Young, and Trey Young has free agency coming up next summer, so that may give the Hawks incentive to move him. These are guys who could move next summer.
Right?
He is a player option, yes, on his contract. And then LeBron James throwing out there that, yeah, look, LeBron could change teams. He could wind up somewhere that's not the Lakers to finish out his career. Donnie, which one of those players do we want to start with?
Well, since we were just on LeBron, might as well start with LeBron.
Let's start with the king himself, LeBron James, expiring contract with the Lakers. Now, I mean, Shams says LeBron isn't certain what he wants to do at this point, and I'm sure retirement is something that we have to consider here with LeBron.
For sure.
He's injured right now. We haven't seen him play yet this season. Supposed to come back sometime mid-November, so hopefully in the next few weeks we'll see him back out there on the floor. But Donnie, can you see LeBron James saying, you know what, I don't? Mark Walter, new team owner, the majority owner, took over yesterday officially. Mm-hmm. Could you see LeBron saying, I'm out. I'm going to go finish my career, I don't know, in Cleveland or something like that?
I still think the most likely scenario for him is to finish his career in LA or retire. I mean, everyone says he won't retire because he didn't have the thing. I mean, I guess it just is what it is. Maybe he decides to at some point. Maybe he announces his retirement later and he gets the tour for half the season. I don't know. I don't think he's retiring, though, and I don't think he's leaving LA. I think that's most likely that he stays in LA. But it's tricky, though, because like we've said several times when we talk about this, it's a lot of it is monetarily money based, basically. Like, is he going to be willing to take less than what he's at now? Is the KD contract a good barometer? Frankly, the Lakers have to figure out the money with like half the roster, right? So like there's a lot of different decisions they have to make, and he's largely been very complimentary for Austin, but there's a chance Austin is making as much or even more money than him next season. So like how does his ego feel about that? I think he'd be mostly fine with it. He understands he's 42 at that point, going into year 24. So like, I mean, come on, right? But
Right.
it's hard to say that when he still performs at such a high level, though. But yeah, I don't know. I think though ultimately to answer your question, it's most likely that he stays here, but there are some complicating factors.
That's an interesting thought that we could see LeBron ultimately move on, but could the Lakers move on from could it go the other way?
Oh yeah,
Could
I didn't even
the
mention
Lakers
that.
could
Yeah.
the Lakers move on from LeBron? Let's get to that in 1 minute. Ever hear the Sleeper app? Here's a little secret. It's more than just a platform for season-long fantasy leagues. This year, millions of users enjoyed playing fantasy sports on Sleeper, but the app offers so much more. Live stats, real-time updates, and visualizations on all stats. A news feed, this is so important for me. You can get lightning-fast updates on your favorite players and teams. A real-time chat to allow you to engage with other users about individual plays and performances during the NFL and NBA seasons. So download the #1 sports app today. Experience it for yourself. When you use promo code Bulletin, you get up to a $100 match on your first deposit. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Currently operational in over 25 states. Check out Sleeper today. And by the way, they do have a phenomenal promo going on right now as well. Free $20 entry. Go check that out. No deposit required. $20 entry for free. Go check them out. Use the link in the description down below, and that promo code is Bulletin. Donnie, do you want to see something that I just discovered? While the past version of me was reading that ad, we can get really festive right now.
Oh my God. I just noticed that you've got oh my. I was going to say, I just realized you did your TV too, because I was making the thumbnail while we were going. And I didn't look at that.
Oh, I'm all in. Wait, we can do more. Man, look at that.
At this point, you might. Oh,
look at
my
that.
God. Oh.
Right there it is. We're going to stick with the skeleton. Okay.
At this point, you might as well have dressed up, man.
We're right. This is me making up for not dressing up.
On a side note, what did your kid go as today?
She is going as a Minecraft character, which I know nothing about. So yeah.
My younger daughter went as one of those K-pop demon hunters. I don't know if
I've seen the show and I have no idea what it's about. I'm assuming it's about K-pop singers who hunt demons.
Correct.
That it's on the nose, but yeah.
Yeah, she's going as one of those, and my older daughter just went as a cheetah. She doesn't really care, so but
cheetah's a good costume.
Yeah, so they're going all festive. Let us know in the comments what you're sending your kids as today. But
fire it off. So could the Lakers ultimately decide to part ways with LeBron James? And when we talk about, certainly they are in a spot where they could have a lot of cap flexibility next summer. If they don't bring back LeBron, they could have spending power, or if they bring back LeBron at a significantly reduced salary. Certainly the way Austin Reeves is playing suggests that he's getting, if not the max, somewhere close to it. But they do have a lower cap hold on him. So there's potential there for the Lakers to have some flexibility to make some moves. Could next summer be when the Lakers fully pivot? I mean, they didn't offer him an extension either. Yeah. They could pivot away from LeBron James, and maybe LeBron wouldn't take that too kindly and then could move along at that point too.
Yeah, I see. The thing is with this is that, firstly, I thought it was very interesting how non-committal Rob was when asked about that on media day. Like, would you like for LeBron to be here? He was like, oh yeah, we'd love for LeBron to finish his story in LA. But like, okay, but like that sounds like you're implying like right now, like right. What are you saying? Right. So very non-committal, but that's typically how he is anyway. But I thought that was pretty interesting. But I think he's an interesting spot here because if you're LeBron, like I said, a lot of it is money. Like, how much do you want? How much do you think you're worth? Are you willing to finally take that big pay cut, which he's not really done ever? He did take some previously, but not a big one. But anyways, he willing to do that? I can't even talk. You're ruining it.
I'm having too much fun.
Is he willing to do? And then like that's gonna. I know there's other teams that have money on the in terms of that, but does he want to go somewhere else, either be away from his family or uproot his family for just like a year? Like there's like so many different factors with him and what he ultimately decides to do. Savannah's in his ear telling him to retire, this and that. I'm sure he wants to finally be home with his daughter. He missed his kids growing up. Like I think there's so many factors that we don't ever really think about or see because this guy has been playing the game of basketball in the NBA for longer than he's done anything else, literally more than half of his life. So I think there's so many factors here, but in terms of like just where he ultimately goes, I still think it's most likely he tries to end his career here. But for the Lakers, I do think they value that flexibility. They have other decisions to make. It's not just Reeves. They've got a lot of guys that are free agents. They've got a lot of different things to do. But I've said it before. I think there's a good chance they try to shop with that money and say, "Hey, LeBron, we got X free agent. We don't have the full 50, but if you're willing to take 30, we have that offer available to you. If you're willing to take 25, we got that offer available to you."
Right.
And the sell is you've got Austin, you've got all these other whatever players that they shuffle in and out. You got Luka, you got this new guy that just took that other 20 something. LeBron, this is your best chance.
Right.
You know?
If you go to
can-
LeBron and present,
you can
hey,
end
if you
it.
take this amount, we can get
Yeah.
mystery player
And
X,
you
whoever
can
that
end
would
it on
be.
your terms if you're LeBron too, because
Right.
that's part of it too. Like he wants to end his career. I would imagine on his terms, he deserves to do so. So if he wants that to be in LA, he's going to have to play ball. It just is what it is. So I think there's a lot of things to consider here. But I mean, certainly Cleveland's always up on the table.
Mhm.
But if he goes there, they're a second apron team. Like there's no way to really get him to Cleveland unless they gut their roster.
Well, and I don't see, he could request a trade this year. He has a no trade clause that he could direct his landing spot, but I don't see that. So if the team is winning, I think he'll want to stay in LA. But again, his long-term future very much up in the air. He could be an actual player out there on the market in free agency for teams to target. All right, really quick. We've talked at length already about Trae Young and Giannis, but Trae on past videos, but Trae, $48.9 million player option for next season. Atlanta may be looking to pivot away. We'll see, how their season goes. But he seems to be, I think, of the, some people will quibble over whether or not he's a superstar, but of the superstar or superstar adjacent players out there, I think Trae Young may wind up being the most available player in free agency this summer.
Oh yeah, and it doesn't help that he's started the season so poorly, now dealing with an injury. Who knows how that all looks for him for the rest of the season. But he's got that option there where he can pull out if he wants to, because he's got the ability and the flexibility with that. And he's a guy that I think teams would be interested in. But, we've spent a lot of time talking about, and he's a little bit above them, but we've spent a lot of time talking about the score first archetype of these small one-way guards. If he opts out of that, is he actually even getting another max anyway? Like, I wonder about that. I mean, the Hawks were reluctant to do it. Fox got the max, so we thought maybe that would mean that they would be more inclined to do so. But I wonder if he opts out of that, if he even gets a max again.
I think somebody will get. There's enough teams with cap space this summer to where my guess would be that someone would give it to him.
Yeah.
But again, I
think he's worth the max. It's just I wonder if he would get it as well.
Teams are so careful right now with their long-term salaries. And then the Giannis situation, Shams mentioned him. Look, they beat the Knicks the other night, and Giannis was very emphatic about that and how that's all that matters, and he's not worried about the trade rumors and all that kind of stuff. As long as the Bucks are winning, I think Giannis will stay in Milwaukee. But if he feels they can't win there, that's going to change everything. I still think it's next summer. And rather than the trade, like Trae Young, if things aren't going well with the Hawks may say, damn, we don't want to be the team to pay Trae Young's next contract. He could be on the market. LeBron could, I don't think he will, but could ask for a trade by the trade deadline. Giannis, I think, has maximum leverage next summer. And I think if he does move from the Bucks, that's when it'll happen.
Yeah, for sure. On Giannis, I don't really think he's looking to exclusively go somewhere. And I know that he said those things, but like we've said before, he's said the opposite too. So like he always says, "Oh, I'm really invested, but if XYZ happens," like I think it's insane that he was like, "Hey, if I change my mind, I'm allowed to do that." Like I understand the logic of it. I don't disagree. It's just crazy to hear your superstar player say that. Just personally is the way I feel about it. But I think that, as like you said, as long as they're winning, he will be content. But the true test of whether or not they're winning isn't right now. It's in the playoffs. He doesn't care about this. He only cares about winning a chip. So like, I think that they have to get there, see how they look. And if he feels like this team has a shot, then sure. And I do think there's obviously a layer to like loyalty to the city and the way that they've treated him and taken care of him and his family and all these other things. I don't want him to leave. I'm not rooting for him to leave. I'm not anything like that. I just think that it's interesting that he's always saying one thing and then also saying another thing too. So out of all these guys, he's the one that's probably got maybe the most of that smoke going on just because he's literally said some of that stuff. But yeah, I think that Giannis, if they were able to do good in the playoffs, then he would be happy to stay.
Yeah, I agree. I think as long as they can win, he'll stay. If he can't, though, he's made it pretty clear. Like he may change his mind next summer. So we'll see where that situation ultimately. It was crazy comments.
That's a crazy statement, dude. I understand wanting to keep the organization's feet to the fire. That's what he's really doing with that. Keep them urgent, make them not feel like comfortable. But like that's just oof. LeBron's had some of those too in the past, though, where he's
Sure.
like, "Oh, we need this and this and that." Like he's just, but like, eesh. I would not want to hear that from my superstar if I was Milwaukee.
Me either. Me either. All right, everybody, give us your thoughts in the comments. Which of those three players, Giannis, LeBron, Trae Young, is going to ghost their team and wind up jumping ship? Give us your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe right here. Have a very, very happy Halloween. Until next time, everybody. See ya and stay safe.